Hey everyone, welcome to a day in our lives living completely off-grid in our RV. For those of you that might be new here, my name's Taylor, I'm 24 years old and I'm from Canada, and I'm a full-time content creator. So I have been running this channel, Taylor's Travels, for going on 4 years now. In the past, I've mostly done a lot of sailing content, a little bit of van life stuff, some motorcycle stuff, and now we are transitioning into our next adventure, which is doing some land cruising.
I am Kiki, for those of you who don't know. I'm Taylor's fiance. I am 33 years old, so I'm the old head here. And I own an online business, so it gives me the freedom and the flexibility to be able to travel as long as we've got some internet.
So we have been living and traveling in our Alliance Valor 31A10 for a little over a month now. We just want to show you guys kind of what it's like and what it takes to be able to be completely off-grid and self-sufficient. We're going to go over some of the new systems that we've got, things like that, and just take you along for a day.
So up front here, we've got the heart of this thing. This is what gives us all the juice to be able to sustain off-grid living without having to run our generator all the time. What we have here are two Battle Game Changer 3.0 270 amp hour lithium batteries. Combined, we've got 540 amp hours of lithium. This will more than suffice for what we're trying to do out here. To translate power into these batteries, we've got our solar charge controller and a 3,000 watt inverter charger. This is then bringing our solar from up top through our solar charge controller into our inverter, back into our batteries.
The other extremely critical system that we have that allows us to live off-grid is our precious Starlink. Because Kiki and I both work remotely and we both work online, we depend on having internet connectivity basically 24/7. So Starlink is essentially our lifeline for us to be able to do our jobs. Right now we're in a pretty remote location. I only have one bar of cell phone service, so if I were to try and use that to like hotspot to my laptop to do work, it wouldn't really work. So even when you're in a remote location that doesn't necessarily have service, Starlink, because they have their own independent satellites, allows us to be able to have full connection. We have the RV Starlink, and I think it costs about $150 a month. It's well worth it because it's what allows us to be able to continue making money and continue doing this.
So these two bad boys we've got over here are our displays for our battery monitoring system. This is our BMV. This is actually connected directly to the battery. So this is telling us on the actual battery what we're showing for juice. This guy right here is our Serbo GX. This is our display that you can hook up to your solar panels, your inverter, your batteries. You can hook it up to your black water tanks, your gray water tanks, your fresh water tanks. So this will display basically whatever you want it to. Right now we're showing batteries are at 100%. That's right where you want them to be. It's showing what we're doing for inverting, our AC load coming in, which is our inverter, transferring that into all of our outlets where we have everything hooked up right now on the rig. If we were having a generator running or we were hooked up to shore power, any of that incoming power would be displayed in this portion, but since we don't have anything coming in there, we're not showing anything. Down here in the corner is showing us what we're getting for our solar, our PV charger. It's not overly in depth, but it's just showing general wattage. In total, we have almost 16 kilowatts in a week of power out of the 900 watts of solar. So pretty beautiful charging capabilities.
Well, we finally got some nice enough weather to be able to stick on the Taylor's Travels logo that Kiki got me. I'm letting him handle that because he is an amazing perfectionist when it comes to this stuff, and I know that he's gonna do it right, and I might not. Woo!
All right.
Look at that. Beautiful. Thank you, honey.
You got it, bub.
So while Kiki's out there having some fun with his metal detector, his mom got him that for Christmas, and this is actually his first time using it, so he's like a kid in a candy store out there.
Got something in here, dude. Got something right here.
I am going to whip up a healthy little brunch, breakfast, lunch, snack, whatever you want to call it. A simple banana smoothie bowl. 2 bananas, chuck them in the blender, add in a little bit of ice, some cinnamon, and some vanilla. Milk, whatever kind of milk you like. Some pecans, crush those up on top. Big old spoonful of peanut butter. I like to do kind of a smear. Chia pudding. Milk, vanilla, cinnamon, maple syrup. Give it a good shake, let that sit overnight, and you'll have a nice chia pudding. A couple scoops of more cinnamon. And there you have it. Doesn't look too pretty, but it is healthy and it's delicious. The great thing about the power setup that we have is it's powerful enough to be able to run pretty much any typical household appliance you might want to use. So like the blender, using that for this was no problem. We've got the microwave, we have an air fryer. Even though we have to be still mindful of how much we are using and how much battery we have and things like that, it still allows us that freedom to be able to have most of those kind of creature comforts that you would have in a house. Living in a small space means it gets dirty very quickly. With shoes on and off, you're going outside, coming inside. I do like to try and stay on top of it and keep it as clean as I can in here just for my sanity. Then you're not tracking like everything from outside all up into your bed. I typically like to do a little bit of cleaning and tidying up before I really set into opening up the laptop and plugging into work for the day. Two other big parts of being able to be off-grid is sewage and water. So we actually have a black tank to be able to hold all of our number 1s and number 2s. And then we have a 90-gallon freshwater tank in this RV. We don't typically drive with a ton of water in it just because that adds a lot of weight. We will fill up with water shortly before we get to wherever we're going. And the nice part about being in a bigger RV like this as opposed to van life, like when I was living in Ruby, it did not have a shower. Me and Kiki would like pour kettles on each other, or we'd just shower in like campgrounds and friends' places and things like that. But to be able to just have your own permanent shower, hot water, like we're living in luxury here. The more time that we are spending in this RV, the more that it's really starting to feel like a home. We've got our motorcycles with us. We really just have such an amazing life that we've created here through doing this, and the experiences that we get to have and the places that we get to stay. I just feel so grateful every single day to be able to do this. So thank you all for watching and, you know, supporting me in living the adventure.
go.
Flat.
Sort of.
If you put it on the bottom side, it might do it. Nice.
It's just gonna flip.
Oh!
One skip. Big deal.
Okay, fine. You can throw it farther. Time for the after work special. It's about 5 o'clock. Actually, it's 6:30. Kiki already cracked beer, but I was saving myself for the after work special. Pretty much just a normal margarita, but throw a couple of twists on there. We're not getting too fancy with it. We are just doing the good old fashioned store-bought margarita mix. Whatever tequila you have, doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah. We're running a little low. Add a bit of the margie mix. Now, this stuff can be pretty tart and maybe a little too sweet. So what I like to do is add some coconut water in there, just to kind of mellow it out a little bit. We don't have any of the fancy stuff. This is literally all we have. The only cocktail we can make in this RV right now. Give it the old-fashioned shake. The secret here, what really changes the game on this margarita is the tahini rim. Not a sponsor, but we should be. Tahini, please sponsor me because I love you. Coat the rim in some lime just to make the tahini stick. It is preferable if you have very aesthetically pleasing, perfectly circular ice cubes. Probably cut this, but you can just stick that. No, that's not gonna work. And there you go. The after work Taylor margarita. It's the best. Oh yeah. If you've got a little extra leftover tahini, you can always just do a big
Oh no.
yeah, no. It's sour. Oh, but it's so good. Oh, man, you should try that. Tonight's din, quick and easy, fancy ramen. Woo.
Mine's not as pretty, but
Look at that, it looks good.